Hey everybody, welcome back, and today we're going to be covering a lot of information. We are right around 5 months. We are about a couple of weeks away from being right at 5 months post-op. I had an initial labrum rupture and AC joint replacement. There's been a lot of We've done quite a few videos leading up to this, kind of showcasing where we started to where we are now. So we're going to talk a little bit about where we are now, and then after that we're going to talk about some other things that happened from start to finish that we probably, for people who are going to be going through a shoulder surgery, can kind of expect, and then give you guys some tips and tricks and ideas that you can probably use in your own recovery to kind of not really speed things up, but just kind of make things a little bit more effortless, I guess it would be the word. You want to make it a little bit less not so boring. I had my final appointment with the orthopedic surgeon on Monday. The orthopedic surgeon said that range of motion wise, we are full range of motion, not any pain whatsoever. So compared to where we started, this is massively. I don't have any pain. I'm not in any pain. The only time that I am in pain is when I put too much weight on it. That is picking up something with just this arm that is really heavy, or picking up something with both arms and this arm is just not strong enough to be able to sustain the weight. That's where we are. We are getting down to the last 6 weeks of therapy. We have 6 more weeks of therapy and then we're done. The doctor ordered, instead of sending me back to work, he ordered 4 more weeks of strengthening, extensive strengthening. Because I do a very physically demanding job, they wanted to put me in advanced strengthening for 4 weeks to make sure that my strength wise in the shoulder is able to sustain and not hurt anything in the process. The chances of me injuring the shoulder or injuring the repair it won't happen. They did an x-ray. Everything looks beautiful. This shoulder looks like this shoulder. They checked this shoulder to make sure that there weren't the same issues that was with this shoulder, and there is not. So that is a good thing. There's not much more that I can really say about that. I mean, he released me to go back to work March the 4th. So we've got about another month of therapy, and then we're back to it. Something I'm really looking forward to. A lot of sitting is very tedious and very annoying. Let's talk a little bit about where we started to where we are now. For those of you who don't realize, when we first made our very first video, I think it was like the day of, things were really bad. We had a nerve block, couldn't move our arm, couldn't do anything. And then after about 3 days, we were able to change bandages and all kinds of neat stuff like that. It sucks starting out. My overall view of everything is, at the beginning it kind of sucks, but it only sucks because you're in not an extreme amount of pain. You're in like a moderate amount of pain. For me, it really wasn't all that bad. They had me on a low dose Vicodin and it was just fine. I have a very high pain tolerance, so the pain was more than manageable at the time. And there's a lot of times where I just didn't take the pain medicine because, I mean, I didn't need it because I wasn't in a whole lot of pain. And there are other days when it would flare up that I would take it, you know, but the flare-ups weren't like excruciating bad. They were just kind of like more annoying bad than anything. So pain-wise, for me, really wasn't all that bad. I'm built a lot different than a lot of other most people are built when it comes to surgeries and recoveries. My body tends to like to heal itself pretty quickly. I got range of motion back probably about 3 weeks ago. It took me longer than normal to get full range of motion because of the surgery they did. They took this external rotator back here. The external rotator was loose, and all of this here was just really, really loose, which was causing it to pop in and out of place every time I would move in. Every time I would move it or put weight on it, it would pop out of place and pop back in. Pop out of place, pop back in. So they tightened it down and made it really, 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 really tight, which was the reason why it took me a little bit longer to get back full range of motion. The therapy, let's talk a little bit about the therapy, because I know it's something that a lot of people don't really think about. When you think about getting your surgery, you're told you're going to have the surgery, they tell you you're going to have to go through physical therapy. Not a lot of people really understand what the process of physical therapy is. Physical therapy is called PT, which I call it pain and torture, because that's exactly what it is. When you go your first visit, you get your evaluation. After that, they'll set you up, you start setting up your appointments. I'd recommend going 2 to 3 times a week. Even if you have your insurance or workers' comp, I would do it 3 times a week, to be honest, because yes, it's going to suck, but the more therapy you do, the easier it's going to be able to do to get back to where you were prior to your surgery without your pain, obviously. So doing more therapy and doing your exercises at home are going to be very, very crucial. The first couple of weeks you'll have therapy, and for like the first month you won't do anything. You will literally lay there and they will move your shoulder this way, that way. I think for the first 6 weeks you cannot externally rotate your shoulder at all, which means you cannot do this, can't do this. You're only allowed to move your shoulder like this, up and down. They don't want you to move your shoulder in an external rotation area because they don't want you to rip out the repair, because then they have to go back in and do it all over again. And then you have to start all the way back over. Brand new nerve block, brand new, all of it. So trust me, you don't want to damage that repair when it happens, because trust me, when you do, you will know. Because the moment you damage that repair and those anchors that are anchoring that repair in, once they come out, you're going to feel it. It'll feel like it won't feel like a rubber band's popping, it'll feel like a gun went off in your shoulder. Because trust me, the last thing you want is one of these anchors just hanging on there by the string that's in there. So then they'll have to go out, undo the repair, redo it. So no external rotation for 6 weeks, but they are passively moving your arm up and down, and it sucks. It 100% sucks, because you're going to be in pain a lot when it happens. I'd recommend, if you don't have a lot of pain at home, just save your pain medicine for the days when you go to therapy. On the days that you go to therapy, take your pain medicine, so that way when they're moving your arm like this and it sucks, you're able to kind of take the edge off of it. That was probably the most painful part of it. It wasn't the recovery of the surgery itself, it was going through therapy was the most painful part. A lot of the people at therapy has been seeing me, because I've been coming 3 times a week for about 4 months. So they see me, I don't even have to check in. I walk in and just walk straight back, because they've been seeing me. And the thing is they look at me and they look at it as a recovery process, and it's like a story, because that's what it is. It's where you're starting and where you want to be. Where we are now, we are right at the tail end of it. We're literally 6 weeks away from just being done. I'll do another video probably not at 6 months. We'll probably do another one right around 8-9 months, just to kind of show everybody where everything is with me being back at work for a couple of months. Once we get the swing of things and we're back in routine of where we should be, we'll do another video and it should be fine. Overall, when it comes to therapy, listen to your therapist. Some of them are cuckoo, but do your exercises at home that they tell you to do. It's going to be the worst thing you want to do is get behind. I was behind on range of motion for like 2 months, and trying to catch up, I went from I was stuck here for like 3 months. I couldn't go up past it, and then all of a sudden I would get like this burst of healing, and I would go from here to here in like a week, and then it would stay here for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden one day I'd wake up and I'd be able to do this, and then it would stay here for like 2 weeks, And then after about another week or week and a half, one day I would wake up and it would be, you know, full up, you know. So the process of a shoulder healing comes in waves. It's going to start really slow, and then there's going to be times where you're going to burst up really good. You're going to get a lot of range of motion back. You're going to be feeling good, and then you'll have a bad day or two for like 2 or 3 days, and then you'll get more progress. So that's the process of the way that shoulder healing really does, a little bit at a time, day by day. We'll probably make a video next week on tips and tricks on how to do for your shoulder surgery and stuff like that, and recovery. We'll explain a lot of stuff in there, but that's going to do it for this one. 6 weeks away, we are home free. Not yet. We still got to get back in the routine of doing physical work. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.